So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey everyone, it's Hong Kong. It's a new week. I hope the rain stopped by now. We're talking to you from the past.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with my buddy Vivek Mabubani. How are you doing?
I am very good. It's getting humid now. My skin's getting moist, and my sweating is increasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yourself?
It's picking up a bit. Like now, it's at this weird.
Yeah,
like
the gray
time.
area of like you're kind of humid, but
Yeah.
not painful yet.
But it also probably need the AC.
Yeah.
It's like a couple hours during the day, I think.
And speaking of which, we are recording the podcast in an airtightish room.
Yeah.
And I have not turned on the AC
Yeah.
yet for two reasons. Number one, I forgot. Number two, because
You're cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Number two, I'm like, I could power through one more day without the AC. And I figured, okay, whatever happens. If halfway through the podcast recording, you suddenly hear us starting, grumble a bit. We're like, and breathing a little heavier. You're like, okay, these guys are struggling now.
Yeah.
And that shows you the dedication to the art.
Yeah.
Art Basel, why are we not invited? How do you not have us in the gallery? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Art Basel, have you been?
I have not been. I have not had a chance to speak. But I actually wanted to go. I've always, not always wanted, but this year I was like, I want to go check it out, see what the big deal is. But
So
also,
they come every year. I overheard people talking with the MTR about it, and they were like so excited, like it's finally back. So is that something that comes here every year except for COVID
I've
time?
heard, Art Basel has been here like a lot of times every year, and I hear about it. I see the whole thing, and every now and then, because I have a few art galleries near my house, all of a sudden you see people hanging out a bit more outside them at night, talk and stuff, and I'm like, you don't look like you live here. Like the stature that they have, the discussion and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, the bourgeoisie. Looking at an art
You think
piece.
they came down from like the peak and stuff?
Probably, or they came down from, I don't know, Switzerland. They flew all the way here to be like, but look at this work of art. Did he stroke upwards or downwards?
Oh, wow.
It's one of those,
So is it like, how do you access? Do you buy a ticket? Or
I believe you buy a ticket. I think it's at the convention center.
Okay.
But after I found myself highly corrected, thanks to Stuart Palm, one of the listeners of the podcast, I have lost all confidence in fact giving.
Oh, yeah. We have been getting pretty harsh feedback from people recently on the apparently Apparently we're up there with Joe Rogan.
We did it, man.
On the misinformation.
We did it. Wait, see, this is what I mean. When you want to be like the big guns, you be like the big guns.
Yeah, exactly.
They do this, I do that too. So actually, so just to recap something, I have had no chance to look at my messages.
Yeah.
I got a message from Stuart Palm. This really good magician. Oh,
He's been on the podcast before.
Mentalist. Mentalist, exactly.
Yeah.
My apologies. Yeah. So, and he messaged me a few days ago, and I finally read it before recording today. And he was like, oh, by the way, that hoarse voice singer is Louis Armstrong, not B.B. King. And I'm like,
I'm so dumb. I thought he sent me the same message, and I actually thought he meant Louis Anderson, the comedian.
And
until you said Louis Armstrong,
exactly.
I genuinely thought he meant Louis Anderson,
comedian.
because
he does have little horses voice. Yeah. He does have the hey everyone. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. And I read that, I'm like, I should be so embarrassed, man.
Yeah.
I listen to these guys all the time, and yet I'm like, oh, they're the same to me.
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference, right? What's the guitar and a voice? The same thing. So yeah, I saw those messages. I'm like, this is a great way to pump me up for the podcast.
Yeah.
And what better way to start than be like, oh, everything you said was stupid.
Yeah.
So please continue for another hour.
I get like every now and then I get a message from someone or like a regular listener or a friend to go like, dude, everything you said about this topic was wrong. I'm like, I didn't say we're the news.
Yeah. So what you will find is just like anyone at a bar or a restaurant or at a park or whatever, just talking stuff, having a good time. The only difference between us and them is we have two mics in front of us.
Yes.
With the record button on.
Yeah.
Okay, they're doing the exact same thing. The difference is
you
wanted to hear the conversation, but you couldn't. So we've done you a favor of letting you hear our conversation.
Yeah, you're listening in.
Exactly,
on like, two idiots at a bar, basically.
Exactly. However, I will say this. Please, feel free to give the comments. It's all cool. The good thing is that we will read it eventually. Yeah. The keyword is eventually.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it's relevant anymore, it doesn't matter. But the point is, it will be read. Yeah. Whether it's like 20 years later or 20 minutes later, it will be done. Okay, so please feel free to comment away. Let us fact check us. Do whatever you need to do.
Yeah. Imagine if we're getting messages about like Carrie Lam still.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like, oh, she didn't do this. Oh, how dare you? She's not that. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So we've got that as well.
Okay, there is Art Basel and there is Art Central. That's different from Art Basel.
So I'm guessing it's one of those things where they're like 3 comedy shows happening at the same time.
Right, yeah.
But they're probably like mixing and matching. You're like, oh yeah, you take this frame over here, I'm gonna put on that frame, and tomorrow we're gonna swap around. You know?
Yeah.
So you have a lot of the options. It really comes down to, I guess, what type of art lover you are. Like for example, some people might say, you know what, I want to go somewhere where they have words that don't always make sense. I go to Art Basel, and like, hey, this is not a word we use daily.
Or watch some of the Hong Kong comedians also.
Exactly, yeah. Words that don't make sense. Same deal. Right? You got that, exactly. So we have our own little art comedy happening all the time. And some other people kind of go like, no, I want to start from the middle, the core of the matter. They go to Art Central. You get it? They go from in, out.
Yeah. It's like that,
Exactly. It's the middle point.
Get to the point.
Exactly. Get to the point. You get it? So like for me, if I had to choose just based on the name, I would be Art Central purely because I feel confident it's probably closer to me. Yeah. Because it has Central in it, right? And I know.
As opposed to Basel, which is in a different country.
It could be, exactly. Or maybe it's I don't know, different spelling. I get it. Don't fact check me. It's Basel. I get it. Okay. Oh, do you know how to spell Basel? Yeah. So. And hence,
in fact, it's Basile.
Basile at the Basile, or at base, the L is silent. You know, who knows, man? You know.
Yeah.
So, just from judging the name, purely cover book judging thing, I would go to Art Central first.
Okay.
Right, because I don't see that many ads for it, which makes me feel that they're not as big of a deal as at Art Basel or whatever.
Yeah.
And hence, I'd be less intimidated. I have found myself invited to different galleries before, and I used to have this bit where I was like, I would literally go look at the artwork, and I genuinely cannot understand it.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to appreciate it. I really am going. Well, I'm like, let me look at it properly and try to somehow understand why this is a big deal. And it's come to a point where I'm trying to imagine, how did this even come about? How did they make the painting, everything? And ultimately, what I find is most people I've spoken to don't even know what they're looking at. Right? Okay.
Yeah, because art is subjective, bro.
Exactly, yes, exactly. And which is fair, which is like, again, every book I've read about this stuff, because when I was studying at City University in School of Creative Media, my final thesis I did was about how abstract art and stuff is all bullshit, right?
Right.
Where it's like they can give you an artist statement and make you see something that was never there.
Yeah, it's like that. A couple of years ago, there was the banana stuck on the wall.
Yeah, on the wall. Yeah, just challenging the idea that how is that art? You know, that is art. You know,
right.
Same deal. You know, and it's very fair. In all art forms, I always say, much like the same joke said by you versus, let's say, Jerry Seinfeld is way different. You get it? However, that also is.
But that's still a structure of a joke.
Yeah, exactly. They get my point. But the point is that, but there's always that impression or the preconceived idea.
Yes.
But that is Jerry Seinfeld. If I don't get it, it's my problem.
Yes.
And I've always had this in Hong Kong when I tell people, like, you must understand, as a lot of comedians who do open mic first, even if they did the exact same joke as one of the more famous, like say Deo Wong and stuff, who's like the biggest name and stuff, it will not hit because they're like, who the fuck are you?
Yes.
Forget it? So a lot of that stuff.
Actually, there is a guy now in the open mic circle, not gonna mention his name, like young Chinese fella. Who takes a lot of liberties, let's say. Because I think he just watched a little too many of, big like dogs clips of like, Dave Chappelle or Louis C.K. or whatever. Challenging the norms. It's such a classic open micer mistake, but he like takes it too far as well. And not just that, he would also go on stage in sunglasses. He's a Chinese guy for the record.
That doesn't help at all.
It doesn't help. Like he thinks himself as a gangster. And there was a comedian back in Shanghai, Storm Shu, who basically has the same exact persona.
What's up?
It's like a Chinese gangster.
Exactly.
Which is kind of funny because I don't know why, like the young Chinese guys sometimes like see that as like
the basic.
The basic. It's like to be cool, you have to.
That is how you do it, right?
Yeah, but also Storm is a good friend of mine, and he has a tattoo as part of his act as well. He has a tattoo all over his arm. And he makes fun of himself. He talks about how the tattoo actually says against. And it's written in the graffiti like
that
font.
Kind of look.
And he makes fun of himself because when he did against, he didn't know it's like it has to be like linked to something.
Yeah, something against
so
what?
his entire arm is against. That's it.
That's it.
That is a proper tattoo. And then people would be like, "Hey, what are you against?" He's like, "Can I just be against?" And they're like, "No."
Exactly. Whatever you're proposing, I'm against it.
So that could be art. That the fact that like you don't know what he's against. It's not like it doesn't make sense. It's the fact that what is he against?
Correct. And it strikes the conversation. And also the best part is that it's open to interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what you now. This is the thing. This is the thing that I like about art. Is like it's open up now. What do you think about this?
Yeah.
You know?
Or maybe he can stick his arm in front of you, and now he's against you.
He's against you,
right?
But what if he's leaning against you, and for his arm, he's against being you? You have all that stuff, right? And every now and then, someone's gonna get a tattoo with the misspelling. So instead of against, he has angst. You know, I'm angst. It's like why you have angst? It should be angsty. Oh, I'm grammatically incorrect, and I'm against being grammatically correct.
Curmudgeonant is the word I love.
Yeah, one of those things. Yeah, one of those fancy words. We're like, what? Yeah. So exactly. So you get a lot of those guys. Well, I've seen this big gun do it. I'm gonna do the same thing because if it works for A, it's gonna work for me. It's like, buddy, it's very different in that sense. Okay. So yeah, you have that as well. But this is the thing. When I go see artwork, again, I was at the gallery. I was looking around, and I did the whole thing. I got the red wine in my hand. I was swirling it.
Yeah.
I did not know what I was drinking, but I was like, you're supposed to swirl this so the odors come out. Again, please fact check me. And be like, oh, not every red wine needs to be swirled. All right. So I'm over there looking at it. I'm genuinely trying. Now, what I try to do is I avoid reading the artist statement.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at that just yet.
Because it's cheating.
It's cheating, exactly. They're giving you the answers, you know.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, it's like doing a crossword puzzle and having the answer. You're like, oh, that's what I thought as well. You know, I'm not doing that. So I'm looking at it going like, okay, I see a whole bunch of strokes. This is cool. Now, one thing I have learned about abstract art, the idea for some good abstract art is that every time you look at it, you see something new.
Right.
I was like, very fair, very cool, right? So I looked at it, I'm like, okay, all right. I am seeing a confusion.
Okay.
I turned away. I came back. I'm still seeing confusion.
But different confusion.
You could say, but then again, I mean, is there such a thing as different confusion? You get it? You know what I mean? Like, you're still just confused.
Yeah.
You're just, I mean, you're confused differently, but that's the whole point to be confused. It's
right.
Like you cannot pinpoint it as one type of confusion.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it going like, I still don't get it. That's cool. I walked around, looked at other pictures, you know, the ones that are, there's a lady with a flower. Oh, loneliness. You know, I'm like, okay, we get it, right?
Yeah.
And I came back and again, I'm like, I really don't get this. I just cannot get it.
So what you're looking at is just like basically a painting with a bunch of strokes and colors and stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like very energetic strokes, okay?
Right.
Like one of those things where they're flicked around, right?
Yes.
And then I looked at the artist statement, and it was like something about like how it's like, the whole point is that every time you're tired, you look at this picture, and you sense the energy of the artist. Okay? And I was thinking to myself, I said, do you know how exhausting it was for me to understand your artwork? That now I'm even more tired.
But maybe that is the point. It makes you more tired than you can relate to the artist.
Yeah.
Or like maybe he's energetic and he's helping you. He can feel your energy being tired. So he's helping you get like rest.
It could be,
right?
It could be. Maybe he's just trying to fatigue you out for the last little bits of energy you have through his very energetic painting,
exactly.
Right? Now, this comes down to how it's all about, you know the type of guy that always has an excuse for everything? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This is exactly it.
Yeah.
Abstract art to me is basically an artist that has somehow figured out a way to give you a valid excuse for why this is art. You get my point?
You know, like I don't think it's actually the artist. I think it's always more the
gallery?
the pretentious person next to it.
Oh yeah, trying to explain to you.
Trying to explain.
Yeah,
that's the guy.
Yeah.
Who's like
trying to exactly.
He's like, no, you don't get it.
You don't get. I get it, but you don't get it. It's like, okay, what are you getting? You know? Yeah. So now what I did one time as well, just as a joke as well. I was at the art gallery when people were standing around looking at the painting. I'm like, nobody gets this, right?
Yeah.
I just looked at it. I'm like, yes. And I walk away.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, huh?
Yeah.
Shit, you mean something to be gotten? You know? And so like, because like I actually tried a lot of things. You don't remember when you had the 3D art stuff where they would print it out and you're supposed to stare at it for long enough? I really thought abstract art was that. And I was like, I'm looking at my eyes, nothing's changing.
I thought that's what... again, going into dangerously ignorant territory here. I thought that some of the classic paintings, like not the Mona Lisa, but like some of the other ones from like, you know,
Monet,
or like Jesus and his friends or whatever. I thought like you can still see like layers. When
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. So I have done investigation on this kind of stuff purely from my creative kind of angle thing.
Yeah.
And one of the exercises you have to do in like a lot of these creative thinking books and stuff is that you're supposed to look at something and look at it for like say 20, 30 minutes. So you genuinely see everything about it. Now the truth is, we really don't spend a lot of time looking at stuff. We're like, it's a plant, I get it, But when you really stare at it long enough, you're like, I see the hole over there, I see the lines and everything. And that's the whole point of abstract art as well, that some books say you're supposed to keep looking at it until the point where you finally go like, oh, I can sense it now. I can see what the artist is trying to say. Right?
Here's a question. With the artist painting that, is he building those layers on purpose?
Yeah.
Or is it like...
It just happened.
It just happens and then he's depending on you to see all of the layers.
Hence the reason why I always say it's very unfair being a comedian.
Yes.
Because I wish I had all these tools in my repertoire to explain my bits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish it was one of those bits where I'm like, guys...
Yeah.
It's not funny for the first 20 minutes. But when you leave and you're walking home, you're going to be like, oh, that's what it's all about.
Maybe we should treat our audience more like artists treat their
art lovers,
Art lovers, just like basically condescendingly.
You know what we should do? Rename open mic to abstract comedy.
That's a great idea. Because obviously you go to an art gallery and you think, at least I think, that the artist is way better than me.
Sure,
right?
You
like he's just a better human, better.
They know their shit.
They know their shit, right? People come to open mic and probably think like we're idiots.
Yeah.
Right? Because
they came with the idea of like, okay, how are you better? How is this? How are you on stage?
It's completely flipped.
Yes.
They are coming to like impress me.
Yeah.
But you go to an art gallery, you're like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. Like if I don't get it, I am the problem. Just like you said.
Yeah.
So how do we flip that, or how do we? I think we should start treating our audience like trash. That's what I think. I think we should make them line up for hours.
Mandatory red wine.
Yeah.
Have someone
make
show them around the room.
Expensive.
It's super expensive.
Yeah.
And call it Comedy Basel. And like I don't know, like Sotheby's endorsed.
Yeah.
One of those auction houses.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of the show, they've got to auction which comedians get to perform on stage.
Yes.
Right? Through like who's bidding number one?
Yeah.
We have.
And the winner comedians, you can take them home for an hour.
One of those, and the winner will get to perform whatever, that kind of thing. I think it would be really cool to turn it into one of these on the nose, over the top. This is an art gallery inspired comedy show.
Yeah.
Where like you come into
and
the
you still go up and talk about the MTR or whatever.
Oh yeah,
like
same
on your
shit.
act.
The same bit, the exact same bit.
Then you will appreciate it a lot more.
They're like, oh my god, I can totally sense what he's trying to say about the MTR, how we choose our seats and sit on the side seats first.
Yeah.
I can see he's talking about life and human nature.
Yeah, human movement between stations.
Exactly, And then what we should do after your act, just like the game Joke Thieves, but reverse it. You have someone who comes up and explains every bit of yours.
Yes.
Can we all debrief right now? Let's think about what you just said.
Yeah.
So let's use one of my bits, okay? And let's say we'll use one of your short bits as an example.
Sure.
Okay. So one of my bits is when we take the MTR train in Hong Kong, nobody teaches you, but you know that the first choice is the side two seats because all you want is less humans around you. Right. So if you have a board next to you, even if someone's butt's pressed against it, that's good enough. It's warm. I don't care, but it's not a person. I like it. All right. That's one of the little bits I have.
Yeah.
So hopefully after I do that bit, the art explainer or the guide or whatever. And the best thing is the guide doesn't come up into the mic. What they do is everybody gets a headset.
With different languages like the United Nations.
Yeah, different languages. And then they have to turn on the headset for the art explainer to explain that bit. You get it?
They have to have some fancy accent or whatever.
Yeah, one of those and it'll have to be one of these really calm, slow paced, so what we just experienced just now was this is an explanation of the and always some big ass words that honestly is not even wordy, man.
Yeah.
Dichotomy of the Hong Kong spirit.
Yeah.
Understanding that time is money, and in the financial district of the CBD, not the drug that's banned, but the central business district of Hong Kong, you will find people rushing to the MTR, known as the Mass Transit Railway. However, now we call it MTR again because of efficiency, to save time. The action of going to the furthest seat possible counteracts the necessity of getting the job done now. However, understanding the aftermath of the enjoyment of one less person next to you brings the true nature of the spirit that is Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. One of those things. You get it?
Don't you think the bit is now more because of that explanation?
Damn
it's like
right,
way
dude.
deeper.
Damn
it
right.
works.
Can
actually.
you imagine?
Yeah.
And they're like, holy shit, he's right.
Yeah.
And then you have the guy. Then every art gallery, every sort of art explainer will then always reflect it back to the audience.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder. How often have you taken a longer route to get the better outcome?
Yeah.
Or have you been lying to yourself, thinking the shorter route in your face is the better way? Just like tonight, I see people in the first row. You thought to yourself, I will hear the jokes first. However, what you did not realize is the front row means you might get picked on, right? And the people in the back, you thought I'll be humble. I do not want to be caught in the attention of the comedian. But joke's on you. This room only holds 30 people.
Yeah.
The average human eyesight can see, one of those things. Get it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I could totally imagine that happening, man.
I think that's a fantastic idea. I thoroughly enjoy it.
I really think we should do it. Like I have a feeling that
Or
would
maybe
be
we can have like a little, like every time you tell, like after you finish the set, you have also the little explainer in text.
Oh yeah. And you have someone interviewing you.
Yeah.
Like, dude, tell me, like, what's that? What inside the actor's studio or something? With But don't get like a pedophile or sex offender.
Yeah.
But like, and somebody like, so tell me, Viv,
Yeah.
what was the inspiration that drew you to specifically choose Admiralty Station for that example, rather than North Point?
Yeah.
Yes, it's because in Admiralty you will find the letter A gets the attention before the letter N. And like I'm trying to outdo the bullshitness of it.
Yeah.
I think that. Oh man, I kind of like this whole stupid thing, and just I wonder.
I think Comedy Basel is a great idea.
Right? We should totally do that. I think next year when they have the Art Basel thing, we should do something like that, and just make it a new format. Where you literally have comedians' bits dissected from an art point of view.
Yes.
But not from a legit art point of view.
Yeah.
But from
I feel like our audience themselves will suddenly change. Like the movies, like instead of them like sitting all laid back suddenly, they're all like sitting
paying attention.
Right, like paying attention. Again, swirling all of their beers changing to wine suddenly.
Yeah.
They're all swirling.
They're swirling their beers.
Like shaking their heads like, exactly. Stroking their chains. They're like,
exactly. We actually let people at the door, part of the ticket, you get one of these stick-on mustaches.
Yeah.
It's like, sir, you must.
And if you're French, you already have the scarf on. So
you already have the scarf on. Yeah, exactly. We have that stuff, and you put it on. You're sitting over there, and we're doing this whole thing. And now, please sit back and enjoy the next comedian. Put your hands together. For the very funny Muk Venkatara. Oh yeah, he comes up. Yeah. Oh man.
We went on a tangent here, but like that is a great way to get the audience to respect our art more, because at the end of the day, I mean, as pretentious as it sounds that it is art form, it is.
It is.
Like,
it really is. Yeah. It's like kind of it's like Def Jam comedy / Def Jam poetry or just like rap and stuff. Like rap. Like the basic person would see rap as just like these guys rhyming. I'm like, buddy, there's way more than just that. Okay. A good rapper does much more than that. Same with comedy. This guy's just talking something funny. It's like no. There's way more to that.
And there's also, I think the other thing is like people are attracted to something that is complicated or looks complicated by nature. And I think it's a testament to anyone who makes something look easy that it's actually good.
Yeah.
Right? Because you make it look easy, but at the same time, okay, you go up and do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you're like, you're just telling a story about your grandma. It's like, okay, you go tell a story about your grandma and make 100 people laugh and relate to all of them.
Exactly.
But we look at a painting with like, 5 colors
whatever.
or whatever.
I could have done that stroke. Nobody. I stuck a banana on the wall. Get the fuck out. I could do that. Yeah. But then to come up with that idea is the game, right?
Yeah.
And one last thing I would do to Comedy Basel as well, between every comedian set, when they do the whole discussion stuff, the only song that's allowed to be played as the inter comedian thing is Avril Lavigne's "Complicated." We're trying to basically say, like, guys, you're overthinking this. It was just funny and let go.
But someone will also interpret that as part of the experience.
Maybe like, he's challenging us back. Like, why did you have to go ahead and make things so complicated? And people leaving like, why am I making my life complicated?
Yeah, I think the person who's like sees that there is something so complicated in everything, he's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're overcomplicating things. We just came here to laugh. We're not trying to decipher like why
we came here to look at pretty colors. Like
that as well.
I, like when I go, like this is the dumb layman. Like when I go to an art gallery, I just like want to look at like things that are visually appealing.
That's
it.
Exactly. I
don't really Like, if there is a meaning behind some weird ball with dots on it, I don't want to know.
Fair enough.
Honestly,
yeah.
I genuinely don't.
I enjoyed it the way it was.
Yeah.
Don't explain to me why the ball is like this shape. It's like, that's great. I don't really care.
It's a sphere with beautiful dots on it. I'm fine with that.
I feel like we are the Starbucks of Art Basel. I mean, like, we're going in there with the Starbucks mentality of, I'm having a coffee.
Yeah.
Don't tell me about the latte art and shit.
Yeah.
And the other guys who know this shit are like, oh,
Yeah.
it's one of those.
Yeah.
The lay people
Basic
that came
bitch.
in. Yeah, basic bitch, exactly. They're walking like, oh, this one's big.
Yeah.
It's like, what? That is the least relevant part of this art piece. Like, who cares how big it is? But that's so big. It's like, oh, God, just get out of my face, man. Yeah.
Man, like this weekend we're having huge events all back, not even I wouldn't say back to back. They're on top of each other.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Like, either we have COVID restrictions when nothing's allowed, otherwise now it was like, let's
Hong
go
Kong is like not even 0 or 100. It's 0 or a million.
right.
What are you
Unnecessary,
doing?
yeah.
Unnecessary, and it's frustrating also. Like, you might think we're just complaining anyway, but this is frustrating because like I want to see everything.
Yeah.
Now you're making them all at the same time.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's
Also,
the
like,
thing.
I don't have a lot of people in Hong Kong have unlimited money. I don't.
Yeah. You
Like,
can't
I
exactly
can't
do
like
everything,
do everything on one weekend and then be broke for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
So this weekend we have 3 major events. We have the Rugby Sevens again, which I think it happened just
in November or something.
Yeah.
I was really.
So I don't actually know how that works.
So basically, this is the correct time. I think Rugby Sevens normally does happen like March, April.
So
this
they
was
did it
correct
the last time
The
when
last
it
time
was
was
like-
because of delay because of COVID.
Yeah,
and
so-
eventually when things open up, like let's do it.
just do it, yeah.
John Lee must have been like, dude, let's make things happen. Man.
So it was like almost like a kickstarting, like
For
accelerating.
It was very
thing.
obvious. Like
Yeah.
when that happened, because the government's all involved as well. They're
Yeah.
like, dude, this will show the world that we're open.
Right.
And it made sense.
So the correct time is March, actually.
I believe so, yeah,
Okay. And then we have Creamfields.
Fact check. Go on, yeah.
Yeah, well, one day when this podcast is much bigger, we'll have a fact checker, like an actual producer,
Yeah.
sitting there googling
Oh,
everything.
for sure, as we're speaking.
But I don't think the podcast would be as fun then,
it won't be as fun.
because we'll be not just that, the flow would be terrible because we'll be interrupted every 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Going, nope, wrong.
Yeah, we would say something, and you know what will happen?
Yeah.
Everybody will have to put on their headset.
Yeah.
This guy would be like, did you just hear that the Rugby Sevens?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, God, this
Yeah.
idea was a great one on paper, man, but terrible in real life.
Yeah. We have Creamfields, which is apparently one of the biggest festivals out of Europe, but it comes here, I guess, regularly, also before COVID.
I guess I haven't really
I looked at
checked
the
it out.
lineup quickly. It's an electronic music festival. I think big in Europe, UK maybe. And some of the headliners I recognize are Calvin Harris and Chainsmokers, which I think I used to listen to like DJs when I was much younger, but now I'm just old.
Yeah, exactly.
So Above and Beyond, that's something big. Again, I can't. If you play them right now and say that's them, I might be like okay or not. Like I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. Wow, okay.
There is something interesting if you're going on the second day called Future Sound of Egypt. Ali and Fila. Ali and Fila, I know about them because they have been quite popular on like the electronic music circuit for years, but I've never actually seen them live as well, and apparently they're cool.
Okay.
So
now we know.
Calvin Harris, I know from he has a duo with Rihanna years ago that was quite big. I don't know if he sings.
I think the name sounds familiar, but I'm not too sure. But then again, I mean, when it's electronic music, they press a button and that's just singing. So good enough. No, I mean, all due respect. I mean, the funny thing is, I actually have like these finger pads where I play drums with my fingers, and after playing that, I'm like, nah, newfound respect, man.
Yeah.
Like this is no joke.
Well, the good thing is that this is also on the Central Harbor front, which means you can just Live Nation will hate me for this. You can just go stand on the waterfront, and feel the vibrations of the DJ,
exactly,
and then just like
Can you just imagine, like people are packed in there for sure, right?
Yeah.
They buy their tickets. The people who are in like the front, middle, all awesome, and near the back.
Yeah.
And the one who's pressed up against the fence. That person is like going like, what the? I'm literally one body away from $1,000-something.
Yeah.
And the best thing is, people who are behind the fence outside, they have all that space.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this guy's kind of like, I can't even dance.
But it's about the experience, bro.
But I went in
bring
there.
in the explainer.
Exactly,
the art explainer.
Oh yeah. But the difference is this: knowing in your heart that by buying a ticket, you are supporting and encouraging this behavior by the DJ. And by behavior, I'm not referring to the coke-filled after parties where they are throwing money around, money that was clearly yours, but not for you to enjoy anymore.
Yeah.
It is in fact a reasoning to really make you reflect: is the fence really a fence, or more like a symbol of your class in life?
Your class in life.
Oh man, yeah.
And then we have my favorite event, which the one I will go to is Jim Gaffigan.
Oh man, don't tell me.
You're flying,
I'm flying
on the same
the day, man. This breaks my heart.
So if you have, first of all, if you have unlimited money, go to all three.
Yeah.
Because I think you can.
Yes.
Technically, you can, even though you'll be dead.
You'll be exhausted.
But if you have not unlimited money and you want to go to one, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably a comedy fan.
Yes.
Which means you should go to the Jim Gaffigan show.
And it's on a Monday night, which means you probably
it's
don't
on
have
the
anything
Monday.
else to do anyway.
Exactly.
It won't clash with your schedule.
Yeah.
You're starting the week with a happy laugh.
Yeah.
Right? And also, you're supporting the lifestyle of the comedian. So you have that as well. And yeah, I mean, and the best thing is, no one behind the fence watching the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one behind
Everyone in the room are paid customers.
Yeah.
So you have that as well. Yeah, definitely go check it out. I mean, it's very different watching a live show in like a room of 40 people versus like a room of like say 4,000 people, whatever.
Yeah.
You definitely want to.
It's a very different experience. Yeah, it's like the laughs are different, and
Yes.
also like the sound travels differently.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah. What would you? Okay, so I know you're leaving on the 3rd of April.
Yes.
How would you plan out this weekend? So first of all, if you have unlimited money,
Okay.
how would you plan out this weekend?
I would do this. Okay, so I know daytime, the Rugby Sevens will be happening during the daytime, and also that's probably when the crowd is not so rowdy. I'd probably go to Rugby Sevens in the daytime, do the morning shift where like people are still asleep, and I'm like, dude, I have all these seats, I can enjoy myself, watch the game. Then as people come in, I'm getting the vibe of the cheering and stuff like that. And what I would do is I would go to like 2 p.m. Because by then I'm probably hungry, and I'm not eating the food at the stands over there, right? So I'm gonna finish that, have a nice meal, everything. Again, money's not an object, so I'm gonna go to like the fancy place. I think I'm like, I want to have and again, swirling red wine. Gonna do that. Okay, I do that till let's say 2 p.m. I go have my little lunch and everything. 3 p.m. and stuff like that. I'll probably start. Again, if money's no object, I'm going to go walk around town and not just window shop for an hour.
You're right.
Just look at something like, I'm going to get that for that, and I'm going to get an outfit just so that I don't have to go home to change.
Right.
And I have an outfit that I can wear
And
for
maybe
tonight.
you will chuck your old outfit.
I probably will have enough money to have someone wear it for me. You get it? But I'll hire someone. Like, I'm going to buy your ticket to this show, but you wear my clothes for me, so I have to carry it. All right? Okay. Then I would go early to whatever concert is happening that night. However, what I will do, because I'm pretty sure that they will have snacks over there.
Yeah.
But I'll pre-game and eat near there. Now, I know in the Central Harbor front, they have IFC and everything.
Yes.
So I will go to IFC, pre-game at, let's say, like 5:30 p.m., eat a bunch of stuff to the point I'm so full, I need to go for a walk.
Right.
Go into that little concert area.
Yeah.
Go stand there, mark my spot, know exactly where I want to be standing.
Yeah.
And go somewhere and walk around or stand on the side, get a drink, whatever, and keep watching that spot. And the moment I see the crowd getting closer and closer to that particular spot, I'm going to go there now. I go stand there and just hang out while I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm doing that. What I will do is during that time, because the concert's not started yet, I'll start doing all my emails and everything in that spot.
Of course.
Right.
Of course you will.
I have to.
Yeah.
I knew. I was like, at some point, my body's gonna like, it's time to work,
Yeah.
buddy. This is all play.
Yeah.
You know, all play and no work makes Jack a poor boy.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll be doing my emails and everything, and I'll be standing there. I'll be holding guard. Okay. However, I also know one mistake people make is they don't take a piss before the show.
Yes.
Right. So what I will do is for the whole day I will be over drinking water, pissing a lot, highly hydrated.
Yeah.
From around 7 p.m. I will not be drinking any water.
Yeah.
I will have my bottle with me, but I'll be on my spot standing there the whole time. Okay. Concert starting, I'm losing my shit, whatever, having a good time, everything, people pushing me around. But I will make it a point that I will only be allowed to be pushed forwards, not backwards.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've been to enough concerts where I'm like, the game is when the concert starts, everyone's trying to hold their guard.
Yeah.
Within 10 minutes, they're exhausted, and I start slipping in. I slip to the front. Okay. I get to the gates and everything, and I'm enjoying the show front row and stuff like that. Now, let's say something happens where they're doing crowd surfing and stuff like that. I will be more than happy to keep pushing people out in front to where the guards are. Yeah. We're like, take them away, take them away.
Yeah, because then it's like a video game when they just have to start in the back of the line.
Exactly. Yeah, they get all the way back, and then they go to the fence.
Yeah.
You know. So it's quite those guys where they're like, why did I crowd surf, you idiot? You know what I mean, so I will do that. Now I'll finish that whole thing again. If money's no object, what I would have done before the end of the concert, I would have already booked an Uber waiting for me outside. Yeah. So while everyone is like trying to book now with the over-heightened price and there's no place for the Uber to come in, my car's already there waiting for me. I walk out.
Yeah, because you can actually pre-book an Uber like even a day in advance or whatever.
Sure, exactly. Yeah. And what I would do is I would pre-book a few hours, so then what Uber, the app doesn't realize that in a few hours, people are going to lose their shit trying to book cars at the space. So I've done that already, right?
Yeah.
I get my Uber, I walk, I'm like, excuse me, right? And everybody, I guarantee there's going to be 3 or 4 people who will not look at the license plate. Yeah. Go and open the door. I say, excuse me. And the guy's like, not you. And finally, I whip on my phone. I show the driver. The driver's like, that's me. I'm like, let's go. We get in the Uber. We drive out of there. And then, if again, money's no object, I will go hang out in Lan Kwai Fong area because I'm pretty damn sure that some after party is going to happen over there.
Yeah.
Okay? And what I will do is I will just basically, I don't know, line up at one of these places and just be like, where's the longest line?
Yeah.
Where's the longest line of people who are sweating?
Yeah.
Because they went to the show, right? And then I'll go to the party, see what it's like. But I will not be drinking and partying because I'm like, dude, I did that at the concert. This is stupid if I'm still dancing over here.
Yeah.
And I'll just sit there, enjoy, watch what's happening. Hopefully maybe meet the DJs if I can. Finish it by like 1 a.m. Go home again to beat the crowd because it gets a stupid crowd at 2 o'clock. Go home, get a good night's sleep again. Lucky me, live nearby. Save on the Uber there. Yeah. Go home, sleep, get powered up next day. Go to the Rugby Sevens. However, this time I won't go straight to Rugby Sevens. I would go to a Mandarin Oriental and watch it from there.
Wow.
Right?
Okay. That's now you're going to the next level.
I'm going to the next level because I know by Sunday, the crowd is ready to go to the live event.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. I did my live experience yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm going to go have a nice sit back brunch and watch the game from here. Okay. So I'm doing that. Okay. Now Sunday night there's also still a concert, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now Sunday night concert I will know what's going to happen. And the people are more timid. And so for me as well, I'm going to know the whole vibe is going to kind of suck.
Yeah.
So that day what I would do instead is I will go hang in the back of the whole space and just watch it like, a bystander.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, this is pretty cool. Okay, it was good, right? Because I'm going to leave all that energy for Monday for Jim Gaffigan.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
So then Monday comes in, sleep in, do everything I need to do, make sure I'm super alert. When Jim Gaffigan's show happens, obviously by that time I must have bought the front row tickets.
Of course.
I have to be highly alert, well rested, everything highly perceiving of every word he says. And I'm going to watch that show and analyze the shit out of it. And that would be my whole game plan. Like, that's literally, if you gave me that option, that's literally how I would work it out.
This is the most Vivek answer I've ever heard in my life.
So typical me,
right? I would Vivek yourself.
Exactly, I've overthought it where I'm like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to beat the system, everything, right? And I'm going to sit there and watch. I'm like, I'm going to fucking laugh the fuck out of this joke, It's like, dude, calm. Yeah. You have Art Basel the shit out of your schedule. Just go to the concert and have fun. Stop trying to make it more efficient, okay?
This was spectacular.
This was on brand, dude.
Very on brand. Because it's also like very telling because as you're saying this, I'm reflecting on what I would do.
Yeah, comparing
and it would take exactly 30 seconds
to explain.
To explain.
Let's go do that. I really want to know the what not the polar opposite, but like your different personality take on that whole weekend. So you've got the weekend. Money's no object now. You can literally helicopter yourself into the concert if you need to. Well, how would you go around this?
So the weekend starts. Just remember, I've not been to the Sevens or Creamfields, so also I don't know what to expect.
So just think of it this way: Rugby Sevens is just like any other sports event. You've got the rowdy crowd, you've got the cheering crowd, all that stuff. Like in any stadium, right?
Right.
Creamfields, I'm guessing again, it's just like an open space area, big rave party, DJ stuff like that. So just like any other concert.
So what I would do is that I would start with the Rugby Sevens, but also I have a habit at sporting events when I always like the hot dogs. Like I want to try the hot dog.
You want to the food stall stuff.
I want to get I like to see what it's like. So I would probably go and eat way too many hot dogs.
So you get like the hot dogs, the soda.
The soda,
you do that. Maybe if they have like chips, you'd have that with you.
Yeah,
would you do it if they have like cotton candy? Would you get that as well?
Nah, that's too sweet.
You want more savory, right?
Yeah, I like more savory, but I like the experience of watching a sporting event while
eating that shit.
And eating that shit.
The nachos and the chili.
Oh
and stuff
yeah.
Like that. Okay. So
I would do that, but I also know myself. I would not understand how rugby works.
I don't know either. Yeah.
And I would probably be bored quickly.
Got it.
So I would be like, all right, let me just walk around. And I walk around and I find people who are like partying or whatever. I would like hang out with them.
Yes.
And then after I'm like, all right, I need to go eat like some proper food. And then I would go outside and eat proper food. As you said, like money's not a problem.
Yeah.
So just get some nice food or whatever. And then I would try to go to Creamfields. And if I go to Creamfields too early, know myself, I would be bored and I would leave.
You won't stay for the concert. You're like, I don't need this shit.
No.
Ah.
So this is the mistake I'll make. I will get early because like in the middle, I don't know what to do with myself. So just go. I'm like, all right, let me see if I can beat the crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll get there too early. And then it would be like some warm up DJ.
But you won't bring like something to keep yourself occupied. So that's
the difference between you and me. I would be like.
You get there, you're like, shit.
Yeah. If I didn't get there on time, I'm like, all right, I guess, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the first day gone. Like, I would not go back.
Wow, that was fast. That was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I would have, like, planned 10 steps ahead, had, like, plan A, plan B, plan C.
Yeah.
If I go there, DJ is running late, I can do my emails. If I go there, DJ is running on time, I enjoy the party. If I go there and there's the wrong DJ, I can go over here and I get, all that stuff. I'm like,
no, I would just, like, knowing how I would plan it, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I would leave the Rugby Sevens too early.
Yeah, just
but
for the
get
main
to Creamfields.
events.
But get to Creamfields too early.
Yeah.
And blow both.
Yeah. You see, like they'll be like, oh, at 3 p.m. the Hong Kong team's gonna play. You're like, but I'm bored at 2:30.
Exactly.
And they're like, yeah, but stay for half an hour. You're like, I can't.
Yeah.
I feel Creamfields would be better.
Yeah.
You get out and you go there. You get to Creamfields. You're like, this is pretty bad. And then your brain forgets how good it was at Rugby Sevens.
Wait. The next day.
Yeah.
The next day, I will learn from my mistake and start with Creamfield. Right. So I will actually look up the list
schedule,
and get to the time where I know there will be a good event.
Yes.
I will go there and enjoy it. It'll be great. But when I'm leaving, it will be crowded because that's like one of the main events.
Everyone's probably just went to see that
exactly.
one DJ. Yeah.
So I'm leaving. It's getting late. And I still want to see the Rugby Sevens.
Yes.
But I'm also getting hungry, right? So now I'm trying to like scramble around Central to get something to eat.
So no hot dogs at the Sevens.
No hot dog at the Sevens. No. But by the time I finish, like I eat at IFC or whatever, by the time I get to the Sevens, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So I would probably get to around the stadium and be like, all right.
Yeah, you're too tired to enjoy it.
I'm too tired because it took me a long time to leave the Creamfield and get food and get transportation to the Seven.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'll probably be in the same taxi going, you know what? Turn around.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not worth it.
So, but the takeaway from the weekend is that I did enjoy one Creamfields event.
Yeah, exactly. Still a good weekend. Yeah.
It's a good week. Not compared to you.
Well, yeah, no. See, that's okay. So this is the thing, though. After that whole weekend happens, chances are after the Gaffigan show as well, I would have done a lot, but I would be so exhausted. I'm like, okay, I made the best of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, hold on. What did I just do? I mean, like.
So but then the good thing is that like if I turn around on Sunday night and just go get some rest, then I will enjoy the hell out of the Gaffigan show.
Yeah.
Which is for me is the highlight of the weekend anyway.
Sure. I think that already shows our audience that that's our priority number one.
Yeah.
Like I've outthought everything for all the other things because I'm like, what if it doesn't get? But with Jim Gaffigan, I'm like, I'm just gonna go there and enjoy the shit out of it.
Yep.
It was that simple that I'm like, I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah. And he's also one of the very unique acts. Like we touched on Russell Peters and a couple other comedians before touring. Like they can have a bad night. I'm sure Jim can also have a bad night, but like Jim is particularly interesting because he is so professional that he is gonna deliver no matter what.
Yeah. He has his own standard.
He has his own standard.
He will not fall behind.
He's not gonna fall behind. And also Jim is not someone who wings his material.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So for me, just as a fan, so I would be probably well rested since I go home on Sunday a little early enough to sleep.
Yeah.
I also, side note, I can't do after parties. It's just like even if I was partying like hard at one event or another, just after parties for me is like
I think me too. I think it was because the money's no object issue.
Like, but even if it is, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even if I have the money, it's just like the idea of after party when like seeing the same DJ or the same band or whatever, like change clothes and then do the same set.
Yeah.
To me, it's like
yeah, fair enough. I mean, like for me, it would be more like, okay, so this is my way of thinking, right? I'd be like, all right, so I can go home and rest, which I can pretty much do tomorrow as well, or I can see what the after party is all about and be like, oh, that's what it's all about, and know for sure that, oh, I liked it or I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So that's always, I mean, it's the FOMO thing, right? The fear of missing out kind of idea, where I'm like, but I will never know. Yeah. So let me go check it out.
That's true.
Yeah. But however, from my experience, time and time again, when I finish that and I go home exhausted, unless the next day I'm not that well rested, I have pretty much never ever been like, but that was worth the after party, man. I'm like, I wish I went home instead. You get it? Like, it's really unlikely that the after party is going to make me go, damn, I'm so glad I went there.
That's where I am, I think, a little bit ahead of you, because I already know that, and that's why I don't go.
Yeah. So this is the thing. It's like the person that knows that they should eat broccoli and the person who knows but doesn't eat their broccoli. I know. I'm like, dude, it's 10 o'clock now. I guarantee at 1 I'm going to regret this. But at 11 I'm like, yeah, but you know what? Maybe let me just go see what it's like. Maybe I'll leave at 11:30. The DJ's late. Like at 12, I'm here anyway. I must well see what it's all about. Yeah, it's one of those things every single time. So I've had to learn now as well when I'm at events like these where I'm like, can I go now? I can. Just go, dude. Just trust me. Yeah, you're gonna.
I think once you start looking around, like, it's probably time to go, and then you're having the other voice in your head is like, stay a bit. I think you should listen to the first one. I think it's a general rule. Yeah. Like once you go like, oh, yeah, probably time to go. Then it's time to go.
If any party you wants to go, it's time to go. Yeah. All right, fair enough.
So we have, we hope you go to all of the events this weekend. Do let us know which one you're going to, and which one, after you go, which one did you enjoy the most? And come to the Jim Gaffigan show. I'll be there. You will not be there.
I will not be there.
But come find me in the crowd and say hi if you find me. All right, see you guys.